You can see we did this side yesterday. And I'm just going to show you how to do it on a flat surface because it gets more complicated. So let's start with a flat surface. So what you want to do is measure this distance and divide it by 2. I always like to start in the middle, and I try to make sure that I have even numbers, even number of columns, because you want to do, you know, like light blue, dark blue, light blue, dark blue, light blue, dark blue, light blue, dark blue. And then where you end up with the dark blue, the second row is going to be light blue. So anyway, you measure this, and it's just under 12 centimeters for me. So you put a mark in the middle, and you put another mark right on the opposite side. And you check that it's the same distance. Sometimes they're not. And you put a mark there. And then what you do is draw a straight line. Remember, the reason you do it in the center always as well is because it's better to have both sides end up with small pieces than to have one side perfect and one side missing some. Does that make sense? I hope it does. So, we divided this in 2. You probably can't see, so let me do this. And then I put my ruler right on the measure, 6 centimeters, and I decide how big I want my squares. So in my case, I'm going to do them 2 centimeters, or you can do them 2 inches or 1 inch. And you put a mark there, and then after another 2 centimeters, you put another mark there. And then you go to the other side, and you do a mark there after 2 centimeters, and then another mark there. Obviously, something's not right with mine because this side is slightly bigger. So let me see if I have a problem measuring, clearly. Well, I'm going to leave it. It's not supposed to be perfect. I don't do perfect. And then you go to this side, right across, and you do the same thing. You center your ruler, and then you measure 2 centimeters if that's the measurement you want, and 8, and then 10, and you join them up. You join the lines. Oops. So this would be great if you were striping, but we're not striping, because if we were striping, you'd have dark blue, light blue, dark blue, light blue, dark blue, light blue. So, hi Betty, how are you? I'm early to help Lynn do checking. Hey Marie, how are you? So, if you were doing lines, that would be perfect. Make sure it always has to be an even number of columns. So now we need to check. So we measure, and before we measured this side, now we need to measure this side. So I measured this, and it's just about 14 centimeters. So I put a mark there. and I measure here, and I put a mark there. And again, we want to do, because they're checks, we want them to be the same size. So you do 1 every 2 centimeters, 3, but see how I'll show you, actually when we get to it I'll show you. I don't want to complicate things. So 6, 4, and 2. And we'll do the same on that side. And Lynn, please, if I'm doing something and you're not understanding it, please stop me and tell me. Okay, so then we put the ruler again on the 7 and we measure 2 and 2 and 2 and 2 and 2 and 2. And again, we need to join the lines. Oh, no, please don't say that. Don't ever say that. You know, it's better to say, there's a lot of things that I don't know. And you shouldn't feel foolish. That's very silly, Lynn. No, we're all learning. So then you join the lines. Just like that. And then I'm going to point out something and the reason why we did that. Oops, a very bad line. I told you, I can't even measure or draw a straight line for that matter, so. So it's easier for me to do this now. And here. Remember when I said the reason we start in the center is so that we don't end up with small bits? Well, with this side, we ended up with 2 small bits. Okay, see, Holly didn't know, so there's no need for you. Exactly. Thank you, Betty. And thank you, Holly, for saying that. That's not foolish at all. See, Holly's also benefiting from this, and I'm sure there are a lot of people that don't know how to check. I don't know how to check. I just know this. So as far as I'm concerned, you know, we're all learning. So see how we measured this, but this side and this side are smaller. Now, if we had started to measure from here or from here, we would have ended up with everything being perfect except down at the bottom. We would have finished here. So it's better to have start in the center. Make sure you have an even number of okay, great, Leo. Now thank you so much for saying that. Lynn, I don't want to ever hear you say that. Thank you, Betty. So you end up with a small bit here and a small bit here, which looks much better than if this was perfect and then you have a line right here. Thank you for the hearts. And then the other thing that I strongly advise you, and I know sometimes we all think that we will remember things, but we make mistakes. So what I typically do is on the darker color, I put an X. Where I'm going to put the darker color, I put an X. So dark, dark, dark. So this one is dark. This one is dark. Every other one is going to be dark. And you will get confused when the pattern becomes more complex. So get yourself in the habit of marking those squares into dark and or light. Because sometimes we paint without thinking. We're just watching TV and then we wonder where we went wrong. So I've marked every other one. Oh, see? Without thinking, I just put an X and an X there. Oh, please, do not worry. No. I have to say this to you, Lynn. Here, everybody is learning. So I don't want to hear anything other than you're here to learn. Because we all want to learn. There are so many things that I don't know how to do. And Betty, that God helps me out. Okay, so now you want to start painting. I use these brushes. Oh, what, did I do something wrong? Oh, good point. Thank you, Amanda. But you know what? I don't mind that it's dark here and dark there, because that kind of completes the square. Yeah, I think I like that. That was a happy accident. These are Zen brushes, and I'm trying to see. These are the best ones that I found for checking. And I usually use a size 8. And what size is this one? It's smaller. Yes. Yes. Oh, I see. Yeah, we're going to end up with dark here, dark here, dark here. So it'll continue dark, dark. So it'll match this side. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Yeah, I got it. All right. And then I'm using my bigger brush right now. And I'm going to just go ahead and using the flat part of the brush, put it on the edge. They're not going to be perfect. I know my hand is not incredibly steady, but it doesn't matter. The illusion you will get is more important. And I was going to give the other squares a second coat, but I liked how this was, you know, kind of worn out. I didn't want them to have a brand new home or a home that looked like it was just done. And sometimes, well, not sometimes. Oh, absolutely right. Absolutely right, Betty. That's the way I planned it. Okay, so now we've done these. The next ones we need to do are the next row. So again, I'm trying to use the flat part of the brush to do my design. The wood sometimes, like in this case, is not very flat. So it may skip. I have a stiff angle brush, but on this wood, I didn't like how it looked. It was very bumpy. So here is another one. So I'm drawing 3 lines. And then I'm using the tip of my brush to do the square. And turn it again. There's the square. And I hope you can all see, and I'm not out of camera. So with this brush, I'm using the tip of the brush. Yeah, you do, Betty. You do love them. And I'm just continuing with a straight line as I possibly can. I went over. That's okay. I can clean it up afterwards, or I might just leave it. So we have the next one right here. See the ridges? They're driving me nuts. And again, I should wait till they dry so I don't mess up. So let me just do these around the edge, because I don't want my fingers going. In the paint. Hey Laura, how are you? They're not perfect. If you were to look at them up close, they really are not perfect. But they're as perfect as I'm going to get them. And if it was not as, if it wasn't a rustic piece, I would probably do a second coat. But there's no need to if you don't want. I mean, I'm really wonky right now, but that's okay. And then right here. The only hard thing actually is making sure you don't smudge the areas you've already done. Yeah, it is. It's perfectly imperfect. Absolutely, Betty. And it's a birdhouse. I don't want it to be perfect either. This one is totally imperfect. But the bird was drinking when he painted his house. I'm not drinking, but the bird was. And don't forget, I'm doing this on a live. So I'm doing it faster than if I was doing it with no one watching me. Look how wonky these are. But I don't care. And sorry I'm not talking a lot. Sometimes it's hard. Why am I funny? About the bird being drunk? Well, you know, it happens. And if you were doing this watching TV, then there's nothing more relaxing. And you could take your time. Oops, see, I got my finger in. And we're almost done. Wonky Donkey is good. That's right. Even, oh, Wookie Donkey is good. Even Marie's donkey, Wookie, is drinking too. And he wouldn't give you straight checks, would he? No. We don't have very many left. And we're done. It didn't even take me, and I'm a slow coach, more than 20 minutes. Oh, that's okay. It's a good thing. It's a good thing that I misread it too. Now, you can go over this and correct, for example, this bit here, but I don't see any need. You could also wait when it dries, distress it by adding brown or black wax. But what we're going to do is something I know you love. And guess what arrived today? Thank you, Marie. We're going to use the moss. And I got the package. I've opened it up. And we're going to try 3 colors of moss. I'm trying to clean this brush, but it's not cleaning. Before I'd shown you this, hi Yvonne. Oh, thank you for the stars, Yvonne. Thank you so much. Before I had shown you the dark moss and the light moss, and guess what? Where is it? Oh, and I got this morning the grass effect. So if you want to show grass growing on the base, now we can do that. Let me just get a brush I don't really care about. Marie, you should be able to get it there. I'll send you the information because I got it from near you. I'm just going to go to the edge. And I'm going to try. I haven't used the green yet. I think you didn't see it, but I'm going to do it again. Actually, I'm going to raise it. What can I put it on to raise it? Okay, something. Another tissue box. Maybe you can see it that way. Okay, let's try again. So I'm applying the moss, and this is actually the grass. And I'm going to do it here. And we can add the moss later. But okay, let's get this going. Hopefully you'll be able to see it. I'm just trying to do things one-handed. Oh yeah, do you see it? Thank you for the heart. But you can see it's not a raised, it's a raised surface now. Now we can also add on top of it, and it's okay, I'm going to use the same brush. This is the one we've used before. And this one, I'm just trying to open this one. We've used both of these before, but this one was brand new this morning. They didn't have it in stock when I wanted it. It's a messy birdhouse, so they didn't clean up their, you know, stuff. Yes. So I'm just going to go around it and do some more so that, and it's okay. Even if it's the same brush, I'm not that bothered. Just want to get that bit in there. And on this perch thing, that's going to be a bit messy too, because they don't clean up. And there is another product you can add to this, and it's like a flocking powder, velvet. But I haven't used it yet, and I will wait. Another place, the birds are over here. They're going to mess up here. You know, they're not very clean. So again, look at it. So we could go on doing this, and actually I'm just going to finish the bottom bit and then we'll start the the glass. And I am doing so many things. Yeah, they are. That I've never done before. And what's worse, I'm doing them live without trying them. And that's scary. But I've already said to myself, well, if I mess up, I mess up. I can't do anything about it. I'm trying. I'm sure I won't be the first or the last. The one thing that I have not played around with is how much time I have between applying this and blowing it. It kind of reminded me of the Posh Metallics. That, thank you, Yvonne, they puff up, but this puffing up is more of a texture of, like, do you remember in school when you'd play with iron filings? Look at this. Can you see the texture? I'm waiting for it to focus. I'm going to add a little bit of this and a little bit of that. And then we'll just add a little bit more here. And you can actually add it wherever you want. I'm just adding it in the areas where I thought grass might be growing. And I'm going to blow it again. Well, I'm going to heat it actually, not blow it. Yeah, isn't it? And those came in today, amongst other things. So I have to play with them for a while. And you can, I'm not going to do this now, but you can add, you know, mess it up here. You can put some on here. You can put it wherever you want, really. But it's really amazing how it works. I'm really enjoying this. So there you go.